Have you noticed that it's becoming harder to recall specific words, or that your focus feels more fragmented than it was just a few years ago? When we repeat the same routines without variation, the brain's physical structure adapts to that lack of challenge. Without new stimuli to process, the neural pathways we rely on can become less flexible, making the brain's architecture feel more rigid over time. This is the result of what some call cognitive stagnation. It's an energy-saving state where your brain runs on its default settings, which can slowly diminish your ability to concentrate or make fast, complex decisions. But your brain is capable of reorganizing itself. We're going to look at 7 specific, unconventional exercises to bypass these defaults and trigger neuroplasticity, none of which require standard meditation or breathing techniques. Before we break down the first hack, take a moment to subscribe to MindUnlock and like this video to help us share more cognitive research. Currently, the modern brain is wired for an autopilot mode. To maintain a sharp mind, we need to manually override those systems with high-friction tasks. Breaking that autopilot starts with introducing cognitive friction, forcing your brain to work harder to process information it usually takes for granted. One way to do this is the Schulte table. Focus your gaze entirely on the center square of a 5x5 grid. Without moving your eyes, use only your peripheral vision to find the numbers 1 through 25 in order as quickly as you can. By refusing to look directly at the target, you're training your brain to handle a wider field of spatial data. Over time, this exercise is designed to help the brain identify and react to visual information more efficiently. Now try this. Look at the words on the screen and say the color of the ink out loud, not the word itself. Read them as fast as possible. Your brain wants to read the text, but you are forcing it to filter for the color instead. This creates a direct conflict between your automated language centers and your logical filters. This specific friction is a workout for your concentration, strengthening the focus muscles required for deep work. Once we've challenged your visual processing, we move to physical and spatial coordination. Try a blindfold task later today. Close your eyes completely and try to type your own name on your smartphone without peeking. Removing visual cues forces the brain to boot up its spatial memory. You are relying on a mental map and tactile recall rather than the passive habit of watching your thumbs. You can also try kinetic switching. Make a peace sign with your right hand and an OK sign with your left. Now switch them as fast as you can. Try to do it 5 times in 10 seconds. This coordination targets the corpus callosum, the bridge of nerve fibers that allows the 2 halves of your brain to communicate. By introducing this physical confusion, you're forcing the brain's hemispheres to synchronize and share the processing load, which helps improve the speed at which the 2 sides exchange information. We can push this hemispheric communication even further through contralateral activation. Your left brain controls your right hand, and your right brain controls your left. Tomorrow morning, try eating, writing, or even brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. This shift bypasses your brain's defaults. To manage the clumsy, unfamiliar movements, the brain is forced to form new neural pathways to handle the coordination. Contrast this with the passive loading found in many mobile games. Tapping on colorful gems might feel like a challenge, but it often becomes a repetitive loop that provides little actual neuroplastic benefit. To truly encourage neuroplasticity, choose activities that require active problem-solving and strategic memory. Games like chess or complex puzzles force the brain to engage with logic and long-term planning. Not all mental tasks are equal. High-friction activities like strategic problem-solving and physical novelty are the most effective ways to prompt the brain to adapt. While micro-habits are a start, we also need to consider how our lifestyle choices impact our long-term cognitive health. Consider the Varanasi insight. In traditional Indian gurukuls, students memorized massive volumes of text and performed complex math entirely in their heads, without paper. These memory-enhancing exercises allowed students to hold and process vast amounts of data internally, keeping their minds constantly engaged. Compare that to today, where we outsource basic math to calculators and contacts to our phones. This convenience diminishes the active engagement required to maintain a strong memory. Your tech detox challenge is simple. Pick 3 phone numbers and commit them to memory today. The next time you need to do basic math, skip the calculator and do it manually. While technology is powerful, Choosing manual recall over digital shortcuts protects your brain's natural memory capacity and keeps your internal system sharp. Your brain functions much like a physical muscle. If you don't subject it to consistent resistance, its strength and agility will naturally decline. Injecting friction, novelty, and deliberate challenge into your daily life is what keeps your neurons firing and your pathways flexible. Are you ready to take the challenge? Type Rewire in the comments if you're going to try the non-dominant hand exercise tomorrow. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to MindUnlock for more research-backed ways to upgrade your mind. Remember, a brain that remains in its comfort zone is a brain that is slowly losing its edge.